Over the past 7 years, I've reviewed a lot of cards. We've seen cards rise up and also ones fade away. The crazy thing is that the worst cards I've arguably reviewed have pretty much stayed the same. Today we're looking at the Barclays luxury cards, the titanium, the black, and the gold. We'll talk about why I don't think they make sense for most people, with maybe one exception. These also weirdly stand out to me the most even after almost 1,300 videos. And I think 299,000 of you would agree. I'm probably going to piss off some people that have the card, so a big favor is to hit the like button to help with the algorithm, and if you are someone that's new, then consider subscribing. See if you can turn 299k to 300k. I think one obvious question is, what makes a bad card? There are a lot of contenders you can argue, especially fee harvesters, but I feel like even then, there's a purpose. Those have fees, high interest, and low rewards, but they're also helping people who've stumbled get back on their credit journey. You might be buying a donkey instead of a horse, but you know what you're getting. No one is getting fooled. What strikes me as worst for the luxury cards is that expectation doesn't really match reality. It's kind of like if you're looking for a car and then realize that you're looking at a model car. I'm more than happy to talk about cards that might be a bit more bespoke, like the Chase Ritz-Carlton. The luxury cards are not it. With that said, first up is the titanium card. This is their entry point into their ecosystem, and it's not cheap. The card has a $195 annual fee. I've said this a lot in other videos, but I either like no annual fee cards or ones that do have fees, but where you get either free nights or credits to help you offset that fee. That might be a free night at a place like the Waldorf Astoria Maldives, or even credits for something like Shake Shack. I have a lot of cards and they all pretty much fall into this dichotomy. Okay, so what credits do you get with the titanium card? You get nothing. I know that some people don't like the coupon book of other cards, but at least it makes the annual fee easier to stomach. Multipliers are not much better. You're getting 1% value for cash back for all your purchases, and then if you redeem it towards airfare, value jumps up to 2%. Easiest way to think of it is that you're earning 1x on everything, and if you redeem it towards flights, it's 2 cents per point. Absolute best case, you buy anything and you redeem it for flights for that 2%. The problem is that there's a lot of no annual fee cards that offer you the same 2%, but do not require you to travel. Those might be a statement credit against your balance or directly into your bank account. Some of the best evergreen personal cards with 2% long-term include the Fidelity Rewards and also the Citi Double Cash. If you are interested in travel and you are looking to do business in first and you want that upside, your best bet is the Citi Double Cash. Okay, so what about other features for the cards? A lot of them are based off MasterCard rather than specific to the luxury series. So for example, there are travel benefits, but it's what you would expect from a $195 annual fee. If anything, I think you can cover the same ground with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. That has a lot of travel benefits, $95 annual fee, but you get a $50 annual Chase travel hotel credit to help soften that blow. With that said, there are two cases for the luxury cards. The first one is a 24/7 luxury card concierge. Number two is their travel program. These are pretty big rabbit holes, so we'll do a deeper dive in the middle once we finish looking at all the cards. Moving to the mid-level, we have the black card. No, not that black card. This one has a $495 annual fee, and you get a $100 annual airline credit. $495 minus $100 is a $395 effective annual fee. You also do get a global entry or TSA PreCheck credit, but it is every 4 years. Also, a lot of other cards also have this. When you're using your card, the earn rate is the same, so you're not getting elevated multipliers for things like food. The redemption value for cashback is a bit higher though, so now it's 1.5. Travel value is still 2%. The black card does come with Priority Pass. This means that you and unlimited guests can access airport lounges and travel experiences for free. The problem, and the one that we keep seeing, is that other cards do this at a cheaper rate. For example, the Capital One Venture X has a $395 annual fee, but you do get a $300 annual travel credit through Capital One Travel, along with 10,000 anniversary miles worth at least $100 towards travel every anniversary year. And arguably even more valuable if you are into first and business class and transferring your points to partners, which the luxury cards do not do. Even if you do the minimum floor value though, $395 minus $300 minus $100 is -5 effective annual fee. That means that if you travel, you pretty much break even on the card. You also get a Priority Pass membership where you can bring in unlimited guests, and in practice, people have brought in 6 to 10 people without any issues. That's also ignoring the superpower of the card. With the Venture X, you can add up to 4 authorized users for no additional charge. All 4 also get complimentary memberships for Priority Pass. In contrast, the black card charges you a $195 fee for each authorized user. I can't really stress how broken and overpowered the Venture X is compared to the landscape. If you don't want a fee, consider one of the 2% options we talked about, and if you're hunting for multipliers, Capital One Saver One, Chase Freedom Flex, Citi Custom Cash, are all well worth considering. I have like 50 cards and a lot of expensive ones, but the luxury cards are not in my cat list. On that note, if you do want to learn about cards and want to support the channel, we do have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. As always, make sure the links are competitive, that the cards make sense for you, but otherwise it is a huge way to support the channel, so thank you guys in advance. Also, for a lot of those competitive cards at the Venture X, we do have calculators. Super useful if you're trying to make sure it makes sense, and if you're comparing two cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve. If you Google Ask Sebby card name worth it, it should pop up. The last one on the top of the food chain is the Luxury Gold. This is their top tier card. It's also the most expensive with a $9.95 annual fee. The redemption value technically goes up, but it still doesn't make sense. You get 2% value when redeeming for cash back and the same 2% when redeeming for travel. Again, there's a ton of no annual fee cards that do the same thing. The issue is that you don't have elevated multipliers, and if you have no annual fee cards that do exactly the same thing, then you have a pretty big problem. You do get a larger credit, so it's a $200 annual airline credit, but still doesn't really make sense. $9.95 annual fee minus $200 is a $7.95 effective annual fee. To put into context, this is more expensive than every other mainstream flagship card. Other ones might start at $6.95, but you're also getting $1,400 in credits. You might not use everything, but it's still something. For most people, the $6.95 annual fee card is closer to a $200 or $300 effective annual fee. Okay, back to the Luxury Gold. Same with the Black card, you get a $100 global entry or TSA pre-check credit every 4 years, and also the same Priority Pass. If anything, the Luxury Gold makes the Luxury Black look like a bargain. Both are bad, but the Gold feels worse. With that said, the elephant in the room is whether there's any redeeming qualities. There's two potential rabbit holes. The first one is the Luxury Card Travel Portal. We'll run through this and why I would be very careful. All three of the cards, the Titanium, Black, and the Gold, offer a travel program where you can get up to $500 in value per stay by getting different benefits. That includes room upgrades when available, complimentary Wi-Fi, daily breakfast for two, and unique amenities. That sounds great, but the problem is that it's on every other luxury travel card. So for example, Visa has something called Luxury Hotel Collection, where you get pretty much exactly the same things. And in fact, you get even a bit more because you get a $25 USD food or beverage credit and also 3 p.m. checkout upon request. Along with Visa Infinite, Chase also has something called the Edit, which is pretty similar. They have all of the same things, but also a $100 property credit and early check-in and late checkout. Capital One has the Premier Collection, which is pretty much the same, and so on. All of these provide the same thing, give or take, and the other ones offer a bit more than what you get with the luxury cards. If anything, in contrast, the luxury program feels a bit weak. One potential nitpick is that these are only available for higher annual fee cards, let's say $395 and up. The Luxury Titanium technically has a lower annual fee, so you're getting in for cheaper. Even in that instance, you could just use a service like Hyatt Privé or Virtuoso to get the same perks. And arguably even better due to the credits, early check-in and late checkout, and complimentary one-way airport or train station transfer. So for example, we got a ride to the airport when we stayed at the Chetty in Andermatt. On a side note, we are launching a special program for people that want to book through services like Virtuoso. We'll probably keep it limited to make sure that we can manage, and if you are interested, I'll put a link down below for a mailing list. The other one that might be interesting is the Concierge. This to me is the only argument for the card, and even then, only Titanium. They have a 24/7 luxury card concierge that's around the clock to save you time and manage tasks both big and small. This is available via live chat, phone, SMS, and email. They can help you with a bunch of different things, including booking spa services or tea times, travel arrangements, sightseeing, tickets, gifts, flowers, or searching for products. They can also apparently help you do research, whether that's helping you figure out where to live, put you on a Jumbotron, which you probably still need to pay for, but they're otherwise just booking for you, and help you with meet and greets. For example, this person was able to meet their favorite hockey player. I'm a bit skeptical on this one, but if I could, I would probably meet Luka or DeRozan. They can also help you call the hotel that you were staying at and help you arrange a pickup and delivery. All of this sounds great on paper, but other premium cards also have something similar. So MasterCard has Elite, which helps you reserve tables or locate hard-to-find items. Visa Infinite can help with travel, dining, and entertainment tasks and activities. The question, to me at least, is whether the luxury cards can provide value above and beyond those other cards. Going back to the frequent concierge requests, it doesn't seem like it. A lot of them are administrative tasks that a virtual assistant would be able to do. If the luxury card has more relationships than other issuers, then perfect, amazing, but I am a bit skeptical. And to be fair, I think concierges can be useful for random emergencies or last minute tickets, or if they have a relationship, but other than that, I wouldn't expect more than a VA. Even if the luxury card concierge was better, I would probably just get the titanium card, because that gets your foot in the door. Just because you have a 24/7 concierge doesn't mean that they won't cut you off after a certain number of requests. I doubt that I can assign them 8 hours of research every day. One of the reasons why I and a lot of other people have a lot of disdain for these cards is the marketing. A lot of us are pretty analytical, and something about how they market things just doesn't feel right. We'll get back to this, but right off the bat, they focus on the card material rather than the actual features. That's the top line, the thing right in your face. They also put themselves on the top of the range for airfare and cash redemptions, which is technically true, but also not true. The problem being that they completely discount the fact that you earn more points with other competitor cards. So for example, let's say you eat out and you earn points or cash back. For the luxury card, if you redeem it towards travel, that's 2%. Chase Sapphire Reserve, you're earning 3x back at 1.5 cents per point, is 4.5% towards airfare. I get what they're saying about the value of their points, but you're only earning at 1x back when all the other issuers have other cards or systems that allow you to earn a lot more. I also find it weird that the weight is a very key value prop for them, and that just feels a bit off. To me at least, it's more about whether the card is competitive rather than how it looks and how much it weighs. And even then for the gold one, it is 24 karat gold plated, but it's a stainless steel base. You might not know this, but gold plating has pretty minimal gold content, about 0.05%. Doing some analysis, it's about 2.5 microns, and if you do the math there, about $2.68 worth of gold. It sounds impressive, but it's probably also a lot cheaper than you think it is. For that reason, I would say that the luxury card is the worst card I've ever reviewed. Main takeaway, if you want lounge access, then probably the Capital One Venture X. Otherwise, a ton of no annual fee options with different category multipliers that are pretty competitive. The one potential exception is the concierge. Unless they can facilitate a meet and greet with LeBron or some other basketball player, it's a pass for me. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, asksabby.com, and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a basketball emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. I'm kind of curious, what are your thoughts on the luxury cards? Do you have any first-hand experience? And if you were to change anything, what would it be? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, consider subscribing, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.